Today we will want to learn the topic network analysis. It's the new topic for you. So listen very carefully. In the first lecture, we will mention some particular particular term related to network analysis and why we study the network analysis and so on. Okay. So move to it's your module 5, the last module of your syllabus. This is network analysis. It is for BCA or the student the content which you want to study in this particular courses. And the first one is the introduction, second one the content. Here in this PPT I am not mentioning this PPT. Here we mentioning only the so in this content we'll learn the topic of introduction of this concept and the construction of the network. It's a very important for you, the construction of the network and how can I design the network. And one thing is a critical path also. Here mentioned the critical path here. And another very important thing is here we also learn the part P E part P E R T part. Here we also learn some concept of part. Okay, so these are the content regarding this. Next we move to the introduction part. Okay, next we move to the introduction part. The introduction, here it is all the term is written. After completion of the reading of all the term, we will explain everything. Network analysis is the synthesis of the two most useful technique of the project management, that is PERT part and CPM. We have already mentioned the term part, program evaluation and review technique, and the second one is the CPM, critical path method. So here is the part was developed as a management tool for the coordination and early completion of the polarized ballistic miscellaneous project in USA, resulting in the reduction of 30% time in the project execution. It's very important when we use the part program evaluation and review technique. You can reduce your completion of any project. So it's also very important. And a contemporary of the part is CPM, was developed in the connection with the maintenance and the construction of the work. Both are the technique use part and CPM. Both are the technique use part and CPM use network and the critical path as the basic tools of the project management, and both are very helpful in the completing a project on scheduling by the coordination and different job involved in this completion. So here we have to give an example to clear your idea regarding the project. What is the project? If you construct a building, তুমি একটা বাড়ি বানাচ্ছ, ঠিক আছে? So you have some money and your goal is to reduce the costing, and the time is also very important for you, because if you are a service holder and you retired say in 2020 December, you start your project in 2020 April, today is 21st. So your goal is to complete the project, that means the construction of the building, before the December 2020, and your costing is also fixed for the construction of the problem. In that case you have to need a project diagram to evaluation the completion of the project before the scheduled time. Somehow it's maybe happen that some unavoidable circumstances occur and you cannot complete the project in the certain duration. In this particular mod in this particular topic we will learn how the project is delayed and why the delay is affected the project duration and why the delay does not affect the project duration. If you construct a building, in that case the first step it is the step to construction of a building. First to found your foundation, যেটাকে বলা হয় ভিত. Next we construct your pillar basement. Next to construct your pillar. Some of them who can construct its building without pillar and যেটাকে বলে গাঁথনির বাড়ি, they just make to complete the গাঁথনি. যখন পিলার কমপ্লিট হবে, in that case you construct your roof মানে ছাদ. Then you can make a parapet, and the next one sometimes it may be happen that first we just গেঁথে ফেলো ইটগুলোকে, then we construct the construct your roof or ছাদ. ওকে, সো এই গেঁথে ছাদ করব না পিলার দিয়ে ছাদ করব সেটা তোমার উপর নির্ভর করছে. বেসিক্যালি দেখা যায় যে যারা গেঁথে ছাদ করে আগে গাঁথনি তারপরে যদি ছাদ হয় তাহলে ক্র্যাক দেখা যায় না, কিন্তু নর্মালি যেটা হয়ে থাকে সেটা হচ্ছে ফ্ল্যাট যেগুলো হয় পরপর পরপর আমাদের পিলার তৈরি করে ছাদগুলো বানিয়ে ফেলে এবং তারপরে নিচ থেকে গাঁথনি. সেটা হচ্ছে সময়কে বাঁচানোর জন্য. দ্যাট ইজ অলসো এ টেকনিক টু reduce the project duration time. Okay, so it's the project. We just construct a building, and which is the event, the construction of every part is an event. Okay, so the next is you have to learn what is network. What is network? What is network? A graphical representation or an arrow diagram is nothing but a network. গ্রাফিক্যাল রিপ্রেজেন্টেশন, আমি একটা বিল্ডিং তৈরি করতে গিয়ে তার একটা গ্রাফিক্যাল রিপ্রেজেন্টেশন দিয়ে কনস্ট্রাকশনটাকে বানানোর শুরুর আগে একটা গ্রাফিক্যাল রিপ্রেজেন্টেশন দিলাম, এবং বেসিক্যালি যেটা হয়ে থাকবে সেই গ্রাফিক্যাল রিপ্রেজেন্টেশনটাই হচ্ছে আমার নেটওয়ার্ক, যেটা এক্সিকিউট হবে যখন রিয়েল ফিল্ডে নামা হবে. প্রেজেন্টেড টু দ্য ম্যানেজমেন্ট কিভাবে কার পরে ম্যানেজ করতে হবে, that is in respect to of a project which consists, it's very important, which consists of all the details regarding the consumption of the time and the cost, not only for each activity but also for the whole project. We have already mentioned, if you construct your building then you must have some money, say it's 10 lakhs. That means your construction or the project should be completed within 10 lakhs. The spend of money should not exceed 10 lakhs, as well as your duration. We have already mentioned, if you are a service holder, you're going to retire on December 31st. In that case your project should be complete within 31st December 2020. That is, time is a boundary case and the cost is also a boundary case, but it should not be mentioned that when you construct a building what should be the exact costing of preparing the roof প্রিপেয়ার করতে কতটা কস্টিং লাগবে সেটা কিন্তু তুমি আগে থেকে একটা মোটামুটি আইডিয়া করতে পারো, কিন্তু এক্সাক্ট আইডিয়া না. সো এক্স্যাক্টলি ফর দ্যাট রিজন হিয়ার উই মেনশন which consists of all the details regarding the consumption of the time and cost, not only for each activities, প্রতিটা অ্যাক্টিভিটির দরকার নেই, বাট অলসো ফর দ্য হোল প্রজেক্ট, সমস্ত প্রজেক্টের জন্য লাগবে. ওকে, সো that the management can manipulate the resources and cost can be controlled in a more effective manner. That means you have to control your cost when you consider to construct a building in this very crisis situation under the COVID-19, and the costing of every material is so high. So if you have a budget of 10 lakhs, that means that should be the best procedure to stop your project and start after the crisis period. In that case you can manage your project costing, otherwise the costing should increases. It also very important that here the time is delayed. Time should delay, but the costing should not exceed. That's very important. If you can consider that your costing is the most essential thing, in that case the time may be delayed or may be completed. Or if you consider your time is more valuable than costing, then you should complete your project within the scheduled time, and you should spend more money according to the construction, or according to the amount to conserve in a project. Okay, so that's very important. In the next slide we move to the next slide. uh, Next slide. The step involved in the process of network analysis. How much the step are required to process a network analysis. That means when we construct a network analysis, which step is very important? The first one, it's the most important thing: identify the jobs, events, or the activities. Arrange the job in the logical sequence. It's also very important. Identify the job. That means you have to identify your job. ইভেন্ট কি করতে হবে সেটাকে তোমার কনফার্ম করতে হবে. জব ইজ টু কনস্ট্রাক্ট দ্য বিল্ডিং, অ্যান্ড ইভেন when you construct the building and the roof foundation, you have to construct your foundation, roof, pillar making, parapet, interior decoration, and so on. And this is very important, you have to arrange the job in the logical sequence. যে জবগুলো তৈরি হচ্ছে সেগুলোকে লজিক্যাল সিকোয়েন্সেই তোমায় অ্যারেঞ্জ করতে হবে। আদারওয়াইজ দেখো, কেউ যদি একটা বাড়ি তৈরি করতে গিয়ে প্রথমে ভাবে ছাদ করবো, আমি ফাউন্ডেশন করব, it's never possible. So you have to think the job which you define or identify the job to a logical sequence to complete the event, to complete the project. It's very important. Okay, so it is the basic idea regarding the network analysis. And the next thing you have learned in this particular lecture is to the meaning of the network analysis, and identify meaning of the identification of the job, event and activities, event or activities. And you have to arrange the event and activities according to the job which is need the previous, and which should be the next job after completion of the previous job. So thank you for listening, and watch for the next lecture.